Welcome back to The Pitch, an Ashland University Women's Soccer Coaches Show. I'm Kate Kracus, joined alongside Coach Polino. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you on, especially too here as we recap the 2025 season. Obviously, a really successful one for your team. When you hear 2025 season, what comes to mind?
Yeah, I think for us, that group found a way. Not knowing what to expect when you graduate 14 and dealing with as many injuries as we had throughout the year, and for them to figure out, towards the end with a really difficult schedule in the conference play to win the regular season championship, and then go through the gauntlet of the conference tournament championship and be crowned the double. And I think that's an unbelievable job by the group. Yeah,
and you look at the Great Midwest Athletic Conference this year, Coach. I'm not going to say it was stronger than in years past, but it certainly had a little bit of a top-heavy feel. And when you look at some of those teams you faced, the Finleys, the Cedarvilles, the Northwoods, every single one of those games came down to the wire.
Yeah, you look at the amount of results that we drew, against some of those opponents. We just knew that, hey, we got to play our best towards the end of the year, and we're still figuring out ways as we were playing some of those teams to find ways to get results. And I think the competition continues to get better and better here in the conference, and it's just a testament to what those programs are doing and what we're trying to do here. And it was good for us to be battle tested at the end of the year and going into the conference play for a tournament.
Yeah, and last week we obviously talked about the conference tournament and the results you guys got there, a PK shootout win, and then obviously dominating in the championship game. Now a little bit of time removed from then, reflecting on it, what were your thoughts on how that went?
Yeah, you don't know what to expect in those environments, right? Because you're playing those opponents 2 or 3 times already, and everybody knows each other really well. So the element of error for those games is so little that you have to play your best and be mistake free. And I thought that was one thing that we did a really good job, is we kept 2 clean sheets. So I think for us, that was the mindset, is if we can keep a clean sheet, we can figure out ways to score. And one game took 14 penalties, and the other one, we were able to score early. So that's always been the mentality of the group and kept us in games throughout the year and throughout our 5 years here, is keeping clean sheets and making things difficult defensively, and we're able to do that.
I was about to say, you guys made it difficult defensively for a team like Drury in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Obviously, winning that game and taking down Drury, what was that like?
Yeah, again, you look back at the record for us versus Drury, past a couple NCAA appearances, so I think they all felt relieved. It's a really good side. I'm good friends with Justin there, and they were ready for us and prepared. And again, we made things unbelievably difficult for them. And at the end of the day, we lost Danny in the game, but players were able to step up, and Kira made a penalty for us, and we were able to advance. So excited for them to battle when again they faced some adversity throughout the game and figure out ways to get through it.
Yeah, and recapping the year at large, any specific position groups or players that really stood out to you?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day it was the collective, right? It's the next player up, and we've had so many different starting lineups throughout the year with players coming in and out with injury, and I think that's just been the unique piece. Is I think there's been more opportunity for players to get into the starting role than there ever been in the last 4 or 5 years. So I think for us, it's the body of work. It was always a different player stepping up and not necessarily relying on 1 or 2 all the time. It was just whoever was ready for their moment during that game. And I think for us, that's kind of the signature of the 2025 season.
Yeah, and you look back at how long the year spanned. Obviously, a little bit behind now in terms of the off season.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing now? Recruiting? What's it looking like?
Yeah, I think our players are getting ready to enjoy break a little bit and spend some time with family, because it's been a long grind since August. I think for us as staff, we're going to do the same and spend time with the family over the Thanksgiving break. And when we get back, we'll start addressing the recruiting piece. Right now, we're finishing up individual meetings with our players, so that way they have time to focus on the rest of the semester and figure things out academically. So I think for us, that's the unique piece, is we get a little bit of break. We really start the recruiting push for us now with the 2027 class, and we're excited to start watching some players live.
When you look at the women's soccer program come next August, where do you want the team to be?
Yeah, we're really excited with the players that are coming in, and I think we're obviously losing some key pieces for us in the senior class, but we're bringing in some firepower as far as offensively, and knowing that we've graduated some All-Americans the last 2 years in the forward role. So I think the testament to the group is a lot of younger players got a lot of experience this year. So I think we're going to thrive off of that, and you can see it in the NCAA tournament. The second game for us, it was a little bit overwhelming for a lot of younger players, but hopefully that experience will kind of motivate them throughout the offseason and prepare for August next year.
Yeah, and lastly, Coach, Eagle Nation obviously coming out and supporting you guys in all awful lot this year. We look back to that Slippery Rock game and different things like that where they kind of packed Ferguson Field. What's that support meant to you all year long?
Yeah, I think the community at Ashland has been unbelievable. We like to thank the fans for their continued support, the faculty, staff, administration, like all the notes that people sent throughout the year, and at the end when they were watching us, follow the NCAA tournament. It's they take a lot of pride in what we're doing, and we continue to support each other, and I think that's something that's super important, that this community supports each other, and we're happy to now go support some other sports on campus.
Perfect, Coach. Well, thanks so much for your time today, and congrats on a successful season.
Thank you.
We'll catch you guys next time. As always, make sure to stay tuned to the Eagle Network for all Ashland University women's soccer events and coverage, and go head over to goashlandeagles.com if you want more information. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in right here on the Eagle Network.